Welcome to CapChat, the show that connects you to the faces, voices, and stories of CapFam. We help you tap into CapFam, the network of thousands working together to help each other succeed. I'm your co-host, John Honaker.
I'm also a co-host, Mary Clare Kunkel.
And we are here with Emily and President Beth Paul.
Woo!
Oh my goodness, in the building.
So excited to be here with all of you.
Today,
Cool.
we are going to be talking about CapFam. We've been mentioning it this whole show, and we probably should have given some context to what it is. You know, we keep talking about it. Well, this is the buildup. Let's talk about CapFam, your experience with it, and how it's amazing. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
All right, and then I'll leave. Okay. Good job.
Go for it.
So,
All right.
introduce us, say who you are, and give us the elevator pitch.
All right, elevator pitch. I'm Emily Ragland. I am a 2011 graduate of Capital. I'm married to a Cap grad as well, and also have two other Cap grads, brother and sister-in-law, that are Cap grads. I am blessed to work in the Office of Admission. I serve as Associate Director there and get to recruit future CapFam every day.
That is a lot of CapFam.
Yeah.
Literally.
It
Can't
is.
stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
That is deep, CapFam.
Deep.
Our CapFam rolls deep.
I keep on wishing somebody would come up with an app that is a family tree app that can capture generations of CapFam in a family tree app. Just saying, if anyone's out there, you want to develop it, we're ready. So I am Beth Paul, and I am very honored to be president of Capital University. This is my third year of being part of CapFam and knowing how powerful CapFam is.
That's awesome. I'm super excited. Would you like to, as co-host, also tell us how you're CapFam as well?
I am CapFam because I am a student at Capital, but also my sister graduated from Capital in 2017, so there's that extra CapFam connection.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the only one of my family that is CapFam. But business-wise, I roll CapFam deep. So we'll all be sharing those exciting stories, and it'll be a lot of fun. So let's get into it. What is CapFam, and what does it mean to you? Take it away, Emily.
All right. So I think that CapFam is a feeling. For me, it's a connection of friends and family. And I say family intentionally. I think family is often a word that people use that we don't really realize what it means. But to be a family member means that we care about each other, care about others that we don't know. And I think that that is what CapFam is. We are a true family, and we care about each other, and we care about others. And we work to make sure that everybody feels that they're part of the family. And that's how I feel, as part of the family.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
A golf clap. A golf clap. That's great. Can we hear your, President Beth Paul, what does CapFam mean to you? I'm so excited about this.
It means so many things. It keeps on evolving in my experience of CapFam. It's really interesting. You know, I first got to know CapFam, or my first view of CapFam was actually a newspaper clipping of a bunch of people painted purple at a football game with a caption about CapFam. And when I saw it, I wasn't here yet. And I thought, oh, that's cute.
Right.
You know, really, honestly, I thought that's a cute marketing gimmick. I was giving credit to marketing.
Okay.
So when I got here and realized that it was this real powerful thing, I think my first understanding of CapFam is that everyone feels a sense of belonging here, no matter who you are. And in fact, for who you are, you feel a sense of belonging here. And my first move-in day, I remember so clearly walking around campus and asking all of our newest students, so why Capital? I'm new to Capital. Tell me, why Capital? And in so many words, but this is an actual quote from one of the male students that I asked. He looked up at me and he said, you know, all my life I've always felt like the different one, and that hasn't felt very good. But I arrived at Capital and I realized that I belong here and that different is good.
Good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have some Hallmark music? Can the producer
Put it in post.
That's fantastic. Mary Clare.
Yes. For me, the high school that I went to had a very family bond to it, especially within my graduating class. And when I came to Capital, I felt that same sense of belonging, and except I went to an all-girls high school, and so then it was just a co-ed version of my high school. Even I know in the opening talk that they give when you move in, President Paul was speaking, and she said something about voice, values, and vision, and that was the tagline for my high school, and I like freaked out. I was like, "Oh,
wow.
this is
That is so cool.
Ursuline all over again." And for me, CapFam, like it sounds really, really kitschy, and it does like evolve into a joke sometimes. You're like hashtag CapFam to people as a joke, but that feeling is definitely real of just knowing that your professors care about you and that your friends care about you. Like I went to a religion conference with some of my colleagues and professor, and I had this moment where I was sitting in the car and I just felt surrounded by so much love by these people who were further along in the college process than me. And then my professor just imparting knowledge on me and just talking about things back and forth and sharing ideas. And I think that's so important to have in college as you're presented with all these different ideas, knowing that people are going to foster that for you and foster your passions and just interesting thoughts that might come up in your head and be like, oh, where is that going to go?
Yeah.
And that no one's going to judge you. And if they do, then that's not great. Don't do that.
So to give a little bit of context with the, sometimes it comes off, what did you use the word?
Kitschy.
Kitschy. Does that mean like cheesy?
Yeah.
Is that it? I'm sorry, I'm so distracted by your jacket. I don't know the phrases that you're using, if they're 20 years old or very current, and I'm just not caught up. For our listeners,
They switch back and forth.
Mary Clare is wearing my mother's windbreaker, I'm pretty sure. It's great colors. I love
Thank
it.
you.
Yes.
So kitschy. Okay, so yeah, just to give context to that, sometimes in school, full disclosure, it became that, what was the other phrase? Thanks, Obama. Do you guys remember that? Where you would say anything, you would just
Yeah,
like,
it became like a meme.
it became like a meme.
Gotcha.
You would be late with a paper or something, and you'd be like, CapFam. And it was like,
That's interesting.
But then all of a sudden, real things happened where you were like, oh, wow, this is a community. This is actually a family. And you're like, it is actually real. Oh, my gosh. So I just wanted to give a little context with the joke that sometimes we would make the phrase. But so we talked a little bit about our first experiences with what CapFam is. Has it developed? I have some experience with how CapFam has evolved for me after I've been out of college. Do you guys have any examples, Emily, as far as what it meant as you attended and then after school?
Yeah, it really started for me even before I got here, and it'll all make sense as I get to the point of even why I'm working here to this point now. I actually am one of 13 kids, right? So going to
Wow.
college for some is a dream, right? And we want to realize that dream. And I just didn't know how I was going to be able to. And so I was talking with my brother who had attended here before, and he put me in connection with the admission office. And I literally, if not for the people in admissions, would not have been able to come here. It was so well beyond any deadlines. So students listening, make sure you meet the deadlines. But I was so far beyond all of the deadlines of getting, coming here and being sure that everything was in order. But it was, I think, June or July, and we started classes in August, and I was accepted and awarded a scholarship to be able to come here. So I came here that year, and I worked in the Office of Admission. And I'm saying this for a reason. The people in the admission office really made me feel that I was important, right? That Capital wanted me here. And I felt that way. I went to work in there, right away within the first couple of weeks of being a first-year student here. Worked in the office all 4 years. The director was the one that I was working with before I got here. She ended up leaving Capital my junior year or so. We stayed in connection. When I graduated, I randomly emailed her and said, hey, I need a job. And she was a Cap grad as well. And so I emailed her and said, I really need a job. I've been working at admission. I really have no idea what I'm doing with my life, but here I am and I need a job. And she gave me a job. And so I worked with a college access organization with students who were in similar positions as I was, right? Students not knowing where they want to go, how they're going to make it work. And it was all because of the CapFam that I came to Capital. I had the experience that I had, got the job that I did right after graduation, and I'm now back serving as Associate Director of Admission, trying to be sure that other students have the same opportunity. So you're asking, like, what's it like after finishing? It never stops. It never stops. The connections continue to go. They get deeper and deeper as we realize just how important the people that we met here at Capital are going to be for the rest of my life.
It's the connections, right? That is my story as well, where it, we graduated and I had really good relationships with the faculty and my professors. Most of them, some I didn't do well in school, and we didn't have a great relationship. No, I had a great relationship with all my professors. I was a star student. But we maintained great relationships, and in my career, whether it was in my field or I experienced where I worked outside of my field for a little bit. I worked for Columbia Gas, not in the media, and that was very interesting. And then when I tried to get back in, I reached out to my CapFam, my network. It was both faculty and my peers that I studied with. And not only did I get a lot of business connections that were able to help me, whether I was working with them or working for them, now I'd say most of my network is CapFam professionally.
Absolutely.
Which is crazy. It's not a exclusive thing. It's just how we learned together.
Yeah.
And all of us as a CapFam grew in our fields and then just kept working together.
Yeah. And it's really not, I don't want it to sound like, we only get positions and get opportunities because we're part of the CapFam.
No.
But the reason is that we were prepared by the CapFam, right? Our professors invested in us, the staff invested in us. And so it's not just that, hey, I saw that you graduated from Capital, I'm going to give you this opportunity. It's that you were prepared by Capital. So I know that you're able to do this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's not an elitist club or something that we're, no, it is very much a connection of we know what's up. Like,
Absolutely.
Let's work together. I'm excited to continue in this. I know you're just nodding your head, but
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. Show's over.
I think also alongside of that, where it's not an elitist thing, it's, I see that you graduated from Capital, and I know probably what sort of values that you have, and those probably fall in line with my values. And we'll have something to talk about and something to connect with. You just might naturally more connect with someone that went to Capital, and then that goes, because you have shared experiences, and that helps you. And it doesn't start after graduation. It starts like while you're still a student here. So many opportunities that I've had are because a professor remembers something that I might have been good at or saw potential in me and said, hey, I think that you should do this, or pass my name along to other people within the university. So if you come in and you just get started on working hard and making, not necessarily just making a good impression, just by working hard and following your passions, you will make a good impression, and you'll start learning more skills and getting more opportunities.
Yeah, disclaimer. Oh, you were going to say something.
I've been thinking about this lately because I just had this really interesting experience of traveling. I was in Florida last week, and I had these
so jealous.
Funny, I know, I'm sorry. It was 75, beautifully sunny. But I had some really interesting experiences when I was in Florida. Capital was with me the entire time.
How was that?
And it was really cool. So, for example, I get off the airplane and I'm standing at the curb waiting for someone to pick me up, and this car stops in the middle of the road, and this guy gets out and waves and says, "Hey, President Paul, how are you?" And he is a Cap alum that I know, I've met. And then the next day I was in a state park. Now this was a big state park, okay? I was walking, I was looking at birds. There was an alligator in the little waterway, and a trolley was going by with a guided tour, about 30, 40 people on it. So it stops because there's a big alligator in the water. And we're like, ooh, an alligator. Let's look at the alligator. Everyone's looking at the alligator. I want to take pictures of the alligator. And I hear, wait a minute, that's Dr. Beth Paul.
Oh, my goodness.
And there were two students with their grandmother on this trolley. And we stopped and we had chats because, of course, I knew these students. That, I think, is the difference. So you can talk about a huge institution that has lots and lots of people And the chances that you bump into someone are greater. But at Capital, when you bump into someone, you know them. Mm-hmm. There's an intimacy. There's a knowing of a person. You are a person. You are not just a color or or an example, one of millions.
Right.
You are a person, and you've been known as a person. And what I love about what you just said is that it is the power of being noticed. That's the power of Capital, is that you're being noticed. So when you think about this, when someone says to you, John, you are really good at this. I have watched you and I have recognized that you have some real talent at, well, you're noticed for who you are and for the special person that you are. That's what the power of what happens here. You're not just noticed because you are from a particular whatever, you have a color on. You are noticed because you're you.
And that is both humbling, terrifying, and empowering. You're going to be noticed. So are you going to use the tools that Capital's giving you to be able to be like, check it out? Or are you going to be like, oh no, maybe I need to talk to my academic advisor and find a new major. I don't know. So
but no stigma for that,
Right.
I mean, that's the other thing is it's a totally supportive and accepting environment.
Yeah.
So no stigma for that.
Absolutely. I want to ask, actually, President Beth Paul, you are also a mother.
I am.
And so if you could take off the president hat a little bit and put on the mom hat. Well, you never take the mom hat. It's underneath.
I never, ever do.
Yeah, what am I saying? What does CapFam look like through that lens?
Increasingly special and increasingly rare. So I am not only a mother, but I am a mother of, I'm almost out of the teenage years, but I am a mother of college age children. And I can tell you that sadly, increasingly, what we're talking about, where there is a learning community where you are known as a person and you are supported and valued and grown as a person, as an individual, that's becoming more and more rare. And I think that's really sad because what I see in our society is increasingly, this is what we're all yearning for. And we're in a society where we're becoming more anonymous. We're becoming more, we're hidden behind our screens all the time.
Yeah.
And so we're known less. And so the power of being in an environment where you're known and you're noticed for you is very powerful. And everyone has challenges.
Right.
It's not easy to make this transition. It's a big transition from high school out into the world. It's a big transition. It's not easy. And you need a supportive environment. Everyone does. I mean, as humans, we're social beings. We should be supportive of one another and lifting one another. And that's what this community does. And it hasn't lost the commitment to that. It's really a very inspiring thing for me to know that we are doing that with these incredible people that come to Capital. It's very inspiring.
I think also as a testament to that, I have some friends that go to another university and they're telling me about how their friends there don't intellectually stimulate them as much as their friends in high school, and they don't have that bond. And another one was talking about how she doesn't feel as supported by her professors, going for resources and stuff. She hasn't been really getting that. And that just breaks my heart because I'm the complete opposite of what I found here. They go to a school out of state and it's in this beautiful city and all these things. But to me, what's more important is my friends challenge me and they make me think about things differently. And every conversation I have with them is really, really interesting and it's not superficial. And then also that I can go into my advisor's office and be like, here's this idea I have. And then her be like, hey, want to make an independent study when that didn't even cross my mind. So I don't know, it just breaks my heart that is rare, and it truly is rare. And if you are looking to be anonymous, go to a place that you can be anonymous. Because I know for some personality types, that's what is best for you. But if you want to be noticed, if you want to have that, hey, I see you and I'm going to help you. I'm going to foster you. I'm going to mentor you. Capital is a really good place for that.
But I want to push on that a little bit because I think what I see in our students is this is not just an environment of a bunch of outgoing students.
No.
We attract a lot of students who, I mean, our students really are all across the map. It's really, we don't have a cookie cutter here. That's the way I describe it. We don't have a cookie cutter here. There isn't a mold that we try to fit our students into, which is phenomenal because a lot of institutions do have that kind of mold.
Right.
And we have a lot of students who are more introverted and who aren't as comfortable, you know, interacting in perhaps social settings or pushing themselves in that way. And the magic that is done with those students here, you watch what happens over a 4-year period or even a 2 or 3 year period. And we talk about transformational learning for a reason. There is transformation. It is amazing. I think this environment is so welcoming of a whole array of people. You don't have to be that outgoing go-getter when you come here. You're still really valuable and you will be supported and grown.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I would agree with that. It's a catalyst for, you know, a multitude of personality types, a multitude of ethnic backgrounds, a multitude of, we had an episode about religion and how, what that looks like at this Lutheran started establishment and how it's really grown into something that is cultivating a lot of different viewpoints.
Right.
Again, rare. That is rare, but that's here. And I like the idea that it is because it is a catalyst for those people. It gives the opportunity to what you're saying, whether your perspective is your personality is like extroverted or introverted. It's these opportunities for those students to approach their faculty or professors or even their peer group and say, thinking about doing this. This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm really interested in. Okay, how can we develop that tool set so that you can have that throughout your entire life? What does that look like?
Absolutely.
And they're like, I don't know. Okay, let's figure it out together. Because that'd be fun.
Yep.
And I think, you know, so many times thinking about students looking for colleges and family members and talking about what it's like as parents are in the process of helping their student, sometimes students really don't know what they want. They really are not sure what they want, where they want to be. They may not even be sure, you know, of their own abilities yet.
Right.
And so I think it's important as I think about the CapFam, you know, my responsibility is to share with them, we want you to find your purpose, and we're going to help you do that. This is who we are as a university. Everything that we're saying just makes me think of those students that I see all the time and the parents that they might have an idea of where they want their student to be. And it's definitely capital, right? Because of our values, because of our character, because of our CapFam. But the students sometimes are not sure, but it's so exciting as we think about the transformation of those students who come in. By the time they graduate, they could not be a better picture of what the CapFam is. And so that transformation it's happening every day, and it's so exciting to see.
That's awesome.
So here's another piece. I was, you know, I'm out in the community all the time and meeting with various corporations.
It's true.
And
I
it is
saw
true.
you. I saw you out in the wild a couple times.
I actually, I think I walked through a shoot that you were doing. Didn't even really mean to do it, but I think I did. Anyway, it was kind of fun. But I'm out there interacting with corporations and leaders in our community. And some of the conversations I've had recently have been really interesting because slowly corporations, it's starting to dawn on them that the way that they've been doing hiring in the past is to hire the quote unquote cream of the crop, which means that they have a really homogeneous employee population. And they're realizing right now that's a deficit. That's something that is not helping them. That it's putting those businesses at a disadvantage because what they don't have is the people who spice things up and who are innovative or who bring a different perspective. And so I was talking with a company just earlier this week, and they were really interested in capital because their perception is I use the term originals. We put originals out there into the world. These are people that often don't get seen because, you know, they're not at the Harvards of the world, and you know they're not invited to the table as often. But capital is seen as a place to invite to the table because our graduates are high quality. They have a very strong work ethic. They are very ethical. They are very innovative. They see things in different ways. They have a deep sense of purpose and why and deep motivation that makes them incredibly good colleagues and employees. And
Right.
increasingly, that's exactly what employers want. So we've got a really interesting thing going here. And all of a sudden, it's being seen for the value that it's bringing to the community.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
That is. That's very exciting. Sorry. I was
Doesn't that make you proud to
well
be?
up with pride.
Right? You should.
does.
You all should. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Made the right decision coming here.
Yeah.
Told you, Dad.
Yeah.
So we've talked a lot extensively about CapFam, what it means, and how it's a ever-evolving community, and how that can be such a huge impact to each individual that experiences it. Hopefully, you get to experience it to the nth degree by going here.
Exactly.
But we also want to talk about Countdown to Cap.
Yeah.
Are we going to see Capital students there, or what's like? Do you have some insight, Emily?
Yeah, CapFam will be in full effect. So we have this Countdown to Cap event coming up on April 14th. And so it is an accepted student day. But the exciting piece is that our staff, our faculty, our community members are going to be there representing the CapFam.
And students.
And students are going to be there.
And even some alum.
Yes, definitely alum. Representing CapFam. So students and families are going to get to meet more of the CapFam, experience a little bit more of who we are. It's a huge party, right? On the
Wow.
lawn, right in front, on the front of the university. And so we're really excited, and we hope that students are going to be there.
That's awesome. Can I ask a question? If I am not an accepted student, maybe I'm still considering, am I allowed to attend?
Yeah, so if a student is interested in Capital, definitely contact us. We'd love to have the student and family come.
Love it. Open to all.
Yes.
It is, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
It is. It's so much fun from just a fun. I mean, it's just fun,
It's fun.
you know?
Well,
But
explain
it's
the
also,
fun part.
well, but there's another fun.
Yeah.
Okay, you explain the
Like-
fun part. But the other fun is that you are seeing the future of Capital
Yeah.
and our world being created right before your eyes. It is the
Huh.
totally coolest thing. And that future is getting to know each other.
Yeah.
So the kinds of connections that are being made between brand new student and brand new student, those relationships are starting. And
That's awesome.
it is the most amazing thing.
So be there
Be there.
or be square.
Do
Yeah.
they say that anymore?
They don't. That
If you're
phrase,
wearing this jacket,
the
like
phrase is
probably,
as old as Mary Claire's
but
jacket.
I don't know.
It works. Be there and be square is what I would like to
There
say.
you
And
go.
be square. It'll be great.
Be any shape you want. Hashtag CapFam. Nailed it.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining
I
us.
loved
We
it.
really
Thank you.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
And look forward to talking to you guys more.
Can't wait to see
Thanks.
everybody at Countdown to Cap.
Countdown to
Cap
Cap.
Fam.